trigger happy and I give less than a fuck. Love me or hate me, I'ma show enough, rip shit up. It's Mr. Nothing, nice on a mic stand. Mic in the left and the zest in my right hand. I took a puff, had enough now, hold up. If that was Indo, niggas getting rolled up.
Alright folks, this is Acid Root, so I'm going to review another project by Kutt Calhoun. This is the penultimate project he did for Strange Music, which is Tech-Nine's label, and that's the Kelvin EP. So that's like a form of temperature, I thought, but this is like something, basically, Kutt Calhoun hadn't put out anything that wasn't an EP since the summer of 2010. I mean, this, talking in chronological order, this came out in 2012, but Raw and Uncut came out in the summer 2010, and then he took a couple years off. He didn't drop his fourth album, Black Gold, until 2013, and then he left Tech-Nine's label. But yeah, like I said, this is the penultimate. I reviewed Redheaded Stepchild back in 2019, so I want to get some more of these Kutt Calhoun projects going, just because I appreciate his discography. He has a pretty above average and stellar kind of discography that I definitely feel like needs more attention. So unfortunately, there is not a Wikipedia page about Kelvin, so I'm kind of having to do this mostly by myself, but I learned that there were at least 2 music videos for this project, and they were Bottle Service and Strange Money. So that's kind of the thing there is, you know, I feel like Kutt Calhoun was kind of at a particular place where I think his album Raw and Uncut was supposed to be his breakout album. That was like the one, because that album had 2 singles from it. Feature Presentation had 1, and a music video, Feature Presentation had a music video and a single. It was the same song, which was Bunk Rock Bitch. But apparently when those didn't take off, Kutt Calhoun kind of retracted a bit and went back to how he was pretty much back in the early 2010s and late 2000s and such. But really, to me, you know, Kutt Calhoun almost kind of complains. He half doesn't care, half is kind of annoyed with it about when he has the song Sleeping on Me. And it's kind of underneath the impression that I think a lot of folks probably were sleeping on him. And it's important not to, just because there's some stellar stuff. Even though Midwest rap, for the most part, doesn't seem to always get quite as big as like West Coast or East Coast or down South rap or something like that, there's just a number. I felt like this does feel like a pretty close to mainstream underground project. This is definitely on par with some of Tech-Nine's stuff, and there were a lot of good vibes from it that I definitely saw. But I'll go ahead and talk about the singles. So, Bottle Service, which is basically a song for the ladies, kind of in a bar setting, basically talking about hitting on bartenders and that type stuff. Makes sense. Nice. I mean, Kutt Calhoun is in the club, and he does have an active social life. That's something I appreciate about his projects in the past, is he's not afraid to go out for a beer or a whiskey or something like that and have some good times, chat with some chicas and that type stuff. It's definitely fun stuff to kind of do, but this one particularly is about the bar, so I appreciate Bottle Service. Nice, easy song. I'm not going to say it has like the best beat, but it's serviceable. It's above average. I like it, and it's just mainly just a flirty number and in the course of being at a bar, so that's definitely awesome. The other song was Strange Money. This one's just a full-blown club song. You know, Kutt Calhoun's pretty good at these. He did it on Raw and Uncut and all of his projects, I think, minus Bleb. I'm not sure if Bleb had too many club songs, but still, this is definitely good. I mean, this is the sort of stuff that I like seeing Kutt Calhoun on. Has a thumping beat, real nice, rousing, just trample all over the place type song. Kutt Calhoun just. The thing about Kutt Calhoun is he's kind of almost a swag rapper. I mean, swag was still somewhat popular back in 2012, and that's kind of, I feel like Kutt Calhoun has some leftover swag. That's kind of how songs kind of are, but it's appreciated because I remember back in 2012, like, most rap singles that charted on like the Billboard 100 had like Drake or Trey Songz or T-Pain or Akon on there or something like that. But he just did this song by himself, and him and Tech-Nine were pretty good at doing these type songs that were just thumping, ready to get crunk type club songs that just kicked ass overall in general. I'm definitely glad for these. But those are the two music videos. So to talk about the rest of the project, I liked every song on this album except for Triumph. And Triumph, it kind of sounded like it was just supposed to be like a real kind of uplifting and more celebratory and like a positive setting type song. I was trying to listen to it, I just couldn't really vibe with it that well. But just everything else, like the subjects of what Kutt Calhoun's been doing, There He Go and Sleeping on Me and Strange Money are all thumping club songs that just have like a real kind of weekend number and just got off work presence that feel really great, especially for Midwest rap and fans of like Tech Nine's camp and stuff. It's definitely ready to go, just outgoing, ready to have some good times. I'm Already Creased was kind of like a different type song. Kind of had more Kutt Calhoun with like an attitude where he's like, fuck you, I don't really need your help, and I'm doing just fine, and I don't care either way type thing. I mean, typically it just depends. I'm not like a huge fan of like the wholesomely independent mindset, but I get the mentality where Calhoun's kind of coming from, where he just kind of felt pissed off. Maybe he just had a bad day or something. So I appreciate it in that sense to kind of say, yeah, I mean, not every single day is going to be, sunshine and butterflies. So it's kind of like, yeah, this is just his retort. And then Bottle Service, like I said, is At the Bar. This is not necessarily a club song, and it doesn't have the approach of a club song, but it's just for the ladies and kind of like a mellow, kind of breezy bar and bartender kind of setting. So that's basically the project. I'm gonna give this album a 9 out of 10. I really connected with a lot of this on here. I love the fact that there were a bunch of like club songs and outgoingness, even something for like going to a bar, which not every single rapper full blown will make a point to have, like, and especially flirting with bartenders, kind of that concept. Some folks are just trying to get drunk and talk to like the patrons, but he was actually, kind of saying we're just going to have some fun tonight. So I appreciate those. And I forgot to talk about There You Go. Maybe I did. I think I said that was a club song. So yeah, it was. Lots of outgoingness. Kutt Calhoun has like a more positive song in Triumph, and then kind of an attitude song and I'm Already Creased. But there's just a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm glad that there was like a balance and like knowing that most people wanted just more than just one song for going out. I think from what I remember of Redhead's Stepchild, it didn't quite have as much like of a jovial time. So I'm appreciative for that. The social score I'll give like a 6 out of 10 because it got two music videos. Kutt Calhoun at least tried to promote this project, and it's definitely good for an EP. But one thing about this project is, where's Tech Nine? Why wasn't Tech Nine on any of these songs? Why wasn't Chris Calico or anyone else? I mean, it's basically guest free, which is, I mean, I like Kutt Calhoun quite a bit to where that's not that big of a deal, but it would have been nice to at least have seen Tech Nine on one song or something. But that's about the only complaint. Like I said, I give it a 9 out of 10, and yeah, just overall stellar.